The goal of the video today is to have all the body work smoothed out and ready for paint. We're going to completely smooth out the side skirts, the rear fenders, because all of those parts are going to need to be painted. But first, we have an issue. So here's the deal about what's going on. The wheels, well, they're too big, but the issue is they're also too small. That makes sense? When I bought these wheels, I first bought them with the intent to fill out the fenders. And well, you know, they've done that pretty well. I mean, you can see on the back, it actually fits out perfectly. And on the front, well, yeah, it's a little too far. The fitment issue isn't exactly caused by the wheel size itself, but actually something that's slightly more frustrating. It's the fact that this wheel doesn't clear the brake caliper. Now, I thought about this when I bought the wheels. I figured they're 11-inch wide wheels. They got to be able to clear any brake calipers. I was wrong. Also, you want to see something else cool? Check it out. My friend got an FC and he's throwing it at my place. Yeah, you'll see that on the channel eventually too. Not that one though. That one's dead. So in order to compensate for the fact that it didn't clear the brake calipers, I got myself a 1-inch spacer. It blends in really nicely, but it does push the wheel out just enough to clear the calipers. However, it now doesn't clear this fender. I mean, here, check this out. It's rubber from a 10-minute drive, if that. So this does leave us with a few options. Option number one is to trim the fenders more, widen them out, and go with that. But I don't want to do that because A, that's a lot of work. B, I would probably have to redo the fiberglass, which is a lot of work. C, it's a lot of work. D, there's ways that take less work. Option E, which is that was such a stupid bit. Our second option is that we take the wheels from the Supra, because I still have those. When I got rid of the Supra, as you guys saw, you didn't see, sad day, kind of wish I still had it, regrets, but oh well. I did keep the wheels because the wheels themselves were more valuable than the whole car itself. That whole car is in rough condition. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull those wheels off, try putting them on here, because those wheels on the Supra were 10.5-inch, and most importantly, it's a square setup. So let's go ahead and grab those, put them on this car in a super quick montage. Oh, I'm gonna move super fast for this part. Check it out. It just goes. This is nice. My car's faster though. I've now been swapped over and we have 90% of our fitment issues now fixed. So it's time to get started on the bodywork. Now we have some bigger issues that are going to need to be addressed, like the gas cap and the fact that we had these temporary mounts last time to hold the fenders out a little bit. But we're gonna go ahead and deal with those later in the video. So we could go ahead and right now get started by laying fiberglass filler over top of the fiberglass. At this point, we have worked our way through quite a bit of progress, but we're at a point where I feel like it's necessary for an update time. So here are the exact steps that we've done so far to get to this point. We've laid fiberglass filler underneath for strength, and then we've gone ahead and laid a layer of filler, body filler, to smooth it out. I've done one pass of sanding, and I've laid one more layer down. In addition to that, I put paint stripper on the hood to try and get the paint off, which is what paint stripper does, obviously. But this hood had a whole bunch of little imperfections. Well, beyond imperfections. They had a whole bunch of cracks in the paint to the point where I couldn't just sand down each imperfection. Spots like right there, the paint was completely off and the paint stripper didn't actually get this paint section off. This was already chips that weren't even connected. There's a spot there, there, all over this entire hood. So the paint needs to completely come off, get sanded down, and the whole thing needs to be resprayed anyway. So the paint stripper is just helping me get a large majority of the paint off before I go ahead and start attacking it with a sander, completely knocking everything else down. So from here, our next step is just to continue the process that we've been working on. We're gonna grab the sander out and continue to knock down all this filler until it becomes perfectly smooth and ready for paint. So we have a lot more sanding ahead of us, a lot of grunt work. So let's go ahead and get back to work so we can make that happen. Okay, so I gotta apologize because this video has taken months to make, but we finally got to a point where I got the front side sanded and it's pretty good. It's not perfect, but there's detail work that's going to be done off camera. So let me catch you up with where they're at because it's taken a while. So I got this completely smoothed out on the side and I just need to go through and catch a few more parts that need a pinhole filler because there's a couple small nicks and holes that need to be filled, but that'll just be a process that repeats itself. And then I took time to fill in the sides here as well as work my way back. The biggest help was honestly that right there, which is a belt sander that just made it so quick because I could essentially block sand in a rough scope of things and get things down to the shape I wanted and then go back and sand through by hand or with the machine and just get everything down really, really smooth. So this is a huge step. The hood is also coming out really well, smoothing things out a bunch. I'm still gonna continue going over that as well, but we're making huge progress there, getting one step closer to getting the whole thing painted. I mean, just look at that. That is coming along really well. Also, I took the doors off because that helped me get the side skirts and the front parts here. Really good, really good. We're getting even closer to being able to paint it, so thank you guys so much for watching. I'm so sorry for the delays. See you guys in the next video. Subscribe!